Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Palmetto State Audit Channel, YouTube channel. Crisp December morning. Hope you guys are ready for Christmas because it's going to be coming at you quicker than you realize. Next couple of weeks here. We're halfway through the month, so just you get your shopping done, get your presents wrapped, and get ready for old Saint Nicholas to arrive. Got on this morning to talk a little bit about um, taxation and some of these skylines we've been seeing, for lack of a better term, chemtrails. I'm sure there are many other names for them. As we know, we'll start off with that the government has a lot of patents around weather adaptation and making it what they want it to be. I don't know what the general consensus of that is to try to tamper with Mother Nature, but as we all know, it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature, and I'm sure they will eventually figure that out. But if it brings along things like what happened in Western North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee with Hurricane Helene, I'm sure that it's probably in their game plan. I don't know. So I'll go ahead and jump right into sharing my screen here. I've got a few topics to go over, and some of the Facebook posts I posted this week. Right there's what I want to do. Share that one and share. So you guys should be seeing one of the one of the photos I put up this week. Cloud manipulation, weather manipulation, whatever they put into the chemtrails, because the planes don't always do it. But this week to me has been off the chain from what I've been seeing. And I know I saw some other people online that had saw some of the same things that I was seeing. So it got rather ridiculous this week, and I don't know if they're trying to superimpose it at this point. If it's that time, or if we are, if it's just cold weather causes it more. I'm not sure. I'm sure atmosphere affects it, but I just thought this week was rather intense, for lack of a better term. And I thought we had another one of those available for the night shot that I put up. I don't know if you guys can see that one or not, but I'll have to bring it up short. I'll bring it up shortly. Um, yeah, because this doesn't work right, so doesn't work to my advantage anyway. I'll put it that way. It's a bit aggravating, so I had to share again. So that is the night sky I saw with, and perhaps some of these were remnants from the daytime, but that's the moon behind those clouds. But you can see and if you look even closer, you can see more. From they seem to be working overtime this week, weekends. I mean, yesterday was they did not disappoint yesterday either. So we had a lot of cloud seeding going on yesterday, but that's not something we can control. So until we get people in there that care to control it for us, and I mean our legislators and our elected officials in Washington and elected officials in Congress and Senate, even state representatives, so forth. So we got to have those folks have to be interested in stopping some of that cloud manipulation, for lack of a better term, or cloud seeding. Because, like I said, tampering with Mother Nature is not going to end well. I don't think it ever has, and I don't think it ever will. So it's on them. So moving right along to another post I made here. We talked about the City of Manning Church Street Town Center and venue. The master plan was approved this week, and I think it was Monday night's city council meeting. And I had asked for those plans once they were approved, and was provided shortly thereafter. They sent them over, and I'm appreciative of that. Thank y'all for that. Um, well, it looks like a pretty big deal. I think it's going to be a very nice park. I'm just not sure it's coming at the right time with all the transitioning we're doing in our local, state and county governments. And, people are hurting at this time of year from the economy. The taxation is off the chart, and this will no doubt affect people's taxes. So we might as well get ready for that. If you live in the city of Manning, it's more than likely coming because they have. I know that our former senator helped get. I believe it was some. It was $1 million. I know, but it was some type of that she helped him. She asked him to help her with there, but I can't. I don't remember how it came about. I don't think it may have been a grant, but if it was, either way, I know we don't have to pay it back, but it's still tax money from the state or in some form. But the $1 million is obviously I just don't think it'll cover what you're looking at there. So they're probably going to be a bit more involved, and those bids are going out for everything there. Um, and I'm supposed to receive packages for those bids, and I'll go through those once I receive them. But again, it's going to be I think it's going to be a pretty nice place to hang out, and I'm assuming it's going to be open to the public. I don't want to because it starts getting distorted here, but we'll have an amphitheater and a splash pad and the Crooked Playhouse there. And this will be another big, large pavilion here. And I know that the county pavilions, you have to like give a deposit to use them. So I'm assuming that um, these will be similar venues. So got a restroom area here. These are sail shades here. There's places to hang out to get out of the sunshine in the summertime, as we know. Those will definitely be needed. Obviously, a large walking track around the area. And looks like we got a total of maybe 74. I don't know what I'm seeing here. I'll have to count them individually, I guess. Looks like about 74 parking spots. Rather large area. I see some other things here, and this is the side elements are legible, and I didn't bring those along for this video, and I should have, but it's gonna be a lot to it. It's all brand new, and hopefully we can enjoy it. This is located if you're familiar with the voter registration office. That is this area right here. That is the voter registration office. And if you're familiar with the old Palmetto Pavilion, depends on how long you've been living here. And again, this 18703030170 is where I grew up till about age 10 or 11, right here, right up on Church Street. And the Palmetto Provision Company is right here underneath the amphitheater photo. But I assumed since the city of Manning owned all of this, and it looks like a nightmare now, that they were going to maybe demo it too, but that doesn't look like a part of the plan at the moment. So maybe it gets added later. Maybe there's some details they couldn't work out and it gets added later. But this must be a play area, and it would probably tell us all that. Playground area, maybe another playground area. I see some more sun sails right here. I'm not sure what everything is, but it looks like there's going to be a pizza food truck. I don't know if that'll be daily or weekly or monthly or how that'll work, but it'll be parked out here in the parking lot when it is there. And pervious paving, so obviously that'll all be asphalt. Yeah, it looks like that'll all be asphalt. So, pretty nice overall. Pretty nice. I like it overall. Like I said, people are frustrated about their taxes increases, and not. I'm right there with you. So, we'll see how everything works out, and like I said, hopefully we can all enjoy this and hang out and make the best of it. Yeah. So on to let's see, we'll talk about some taxes here. I did post some questions. I I posted a meme about the gas tax in Clarendon County, which I thought was interesting. And this is to give a rough estimate. South Carolina consumes about 3.6 billion gallons of gas per year. So it's annually based on historical figures and average consumption trends. Multiplying the state tax rate by 26.75. So, and I don't know how accurate that is. That could be older information, but I'm sure it's still somewhere in the neighborhood of 26 cents a gallon tax on per gallon. About 3.6 billion gallons gives you 963. Yeah, $963 million goes per year to fix our roads, maybe infrastructure. And I travel a lot, I get around a lot, so I do see a lot of road work going on in the state, not necessarily in the county, but I see a lot of road work going on in the state. And if maybe some of that is used for that. I don't know. I mean, I know all of that is used for that, but I don't know how those monies are divvied out. Do we get to keep the part we make for Clarendon County? Do we, because other counties, may not have as many gas stations, may not have as many gas pumps as Clarendon, and like we don't have as many as Sumter. Sumter don't have as many as Richland County. So maybe they divide that 963 million by 46 and give us all equal shares. I don't know how it's divvied up amongst the counties. So it is a from them state tax rate. So that's what it is for this area. And I don't know how that's configured either. So I've seen people comment that theirs is more. I've seen it up to 40 cents per gallon. So, maybe we're lucky to have it that low, but I know that Clarendon County is consistently higher gas rates than Sumter, Orangeburg, or any Williamsburg, anywhere else for some reason. And I guess it's up to us to figure that part out. Moving on, I also asked this question. Click over to that question since they make it complicated. About your waterfront taxpayers. At the time, I had posed the question to our county auditor, but I hadn't got an answer. And I didn't know that, yes, you are taxed on your docks and piers. And anything else, seawalls, any other improvements that they can see in your yard, they tax you on it. So for beautification purposes, whether it be, retention walls are primarily to avoid water damage, right? To avoid erosion of your property by the lake or by the ocean, wherever you live. For us, it's the lake, and well, not for me, but for waterfronters, it's the lake would cause that damage or cause that erosion. And for stopping that, for putting up a wall to stop that erosion, you get taxed for it. So, my opinion is fined. it's a fine. I don't care for being taxed like that for improving your properties. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it not everything. I mean, some things, yeah, but not everything. Not improvements to save the property. That's seems seems a little greedy to me, but that's just me. But yes, you in fact do get, and they will call it a building on your taxes. You may see two buildings or three buildings. You may only have one building. You see two buildings. That's probably your pier if you live on the water and have a pier and a dock. And I'm not sure if they charge the pier as one building, the dock is another building. I don't know. Those are questions we can ask, or you can ask your county auditor, and hopefully they'll get back to you shortly. If you get, I've got emails, we got contacts. If you need them, just let me know in the comments, and I'll get you those contacts. And we also talked about so tax notifications. I know people are not getting them, and once I did contact the county treasurer, and he assured me that they were coming. That they had signed off on everything to be printed and mailed, so they should be coming this past week. And I think people started getting them this past week. And this was just a snippet because all of this is public information, but I don't want to put people's business out there. And I had a couple of these I posted last week, for just showing what was online versus, and there was a glitch in the system which caused the late delivery. And something else he assured me of, our county treasurer assured me of, they would not be pushing out the due date. The due date would remain the same because they were sent out in time. So, according to them, they were sent out. Excuse me, I had to make a little adjustment there. They were sent out in time, so the due date would remain the same. Now that's not my plan, but I figured if they're late, the due date should be pushed out. If they're late one day, the due date gets pushed out one day. If they're late 10 days, the due date gets pushed out 10 days. But I don't know that there's a specific date that they're due. So people say they normally get them in November, and here we are mid-December getting them. But at any rate, hopefully everybody gets that worked out. Mine are escrowed in with my mortgage, so I just basically view it online and get a little irritated there. This was just some random one I pulled up just to show roughly how we're being taxed, and that they are available online, and that we, the county folks, do not pay a city tax. So the park will not be, we will not be affected by the park being built in town, but the city folks that live in town will be affected by that, more than likely. So we'll close out these and see what else I got to pull up here that we talked about this week some. This other one I just thought was noteworthy as an honorable mention, and we can just quietly anonymously appreciate this person for paying $5,000 in school tax and $49.39 county tax, and I called out this special tax. I don't know why they would call it special, other than to pique my interest and make us wonder what they're talking about there. So I will have to reach out. I've had some ideas sent in, as it may be several taxes bundled into one, several smaller taxes bundled into one, just special tax. So, but again, I'll find that out, and I'm thankful that my tax notification does not have this many numbers, not have this many 10 places on it. But I am appreciative of this person for taking care of that much of our, so to speak. And I've also wanted to point out that um, some of the folks on this, I got to reshare here. Some of the folks on this slide would be responsible for those taxes and different things being up there. I'd call this guy right here, Mr. Stewart, our former chairman, county council. I think that he was, they did a lot around. He went over. I think he went over everything in the last county council meeting and over everything they've done over the past few years. And I kind of wanted to point out with this slide that the Democrats only had one winner, true winner, and this guy right here would be that winner. He won his election. He beat out the Republican Duke Buckner considerably again for 2 years in a row. I mean, 2 elections in a row. So I guess he's we can't argue with James Clarendon. He's there for a reason. He's been there and he plans to stay. Obviously, our former senator, I do believe, purposely ran up taxes, in my opinion, for public school interest. They're just all about public interest, and I appreciate everything in these public programs that is offered, but I'm not sure we need them all. And apparently our senator thought we needed them all, and he just let them keep going and keep going and keep getting more money. Like I said before, the school district budget is somewhere $67 million a year. It's like $17,000 per student. But as someone pointed out to me this morning, LMA does it for like $5,000 per student. And in my opinion, produces a lot better education at $5,000 per student than our public school system does at $17,000 per student. Now, if y'all can, I can make that make sense. If maybe someone can, please let me know. But I think it can be done. So these three, obviously, they have nothing to really do with controlling our taxes. These two gentlemen would have. Mr. Pack is current city council member, and he, if he would have gotten into a county spot, he would have definitely worked on trying to raise your taxes, because he's a Team Johnson representative, and he firmly believes that everything public needs to be funded more and more and more. So, and I'm not saying it doesn't need to be publicly funded. We need those programs, but we need to be efficient in those programs, as efficient as possible. And I'm not so sure that is what was taking place. So, only reason I'm bringing this up, and this happened for a reason. Had either one of these three had a Republican opponent, I'm not so sure they would have won. But they ran unopposed. Nobody opposed them, so they went back in, and I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. And there's a reason for these losses right here. They don't realize it. They refuse to realize it. They think that their side of things is okay, and their way of things is okay, and it's not so much when it's your taxes are starting to be a burden, more of a burden, and more increases, and it just keeps happening, and we have to try to stop it at some point. So we had to get the right people in to work with us. We've been put by the wayside long enough, I think. So it's time for us to get hopefully get some relief, and like I said, get the ball rolling here back in the other direction. Start maybe cutting some taxes and cutting some public funding to things that don't actually need to be happening. And find out, maybe the county puts together a forensic audit team, or they bring in a forensic audit company to really check things out and just make cuts, sort of like what the DOG is planning to do at the federal level. We could do it at the state and county level. So if we get those audits and look around and see what's being spent where, we can hopefully make the changes that are necessary to sort of clean things up and lean things down to where they need to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a lot to it's not a lot to ask for the taxpayers. And so I mentioned Team Johnson just now, and as we know, Team Johnson is uh, the former team of our former senator and former House of Representatives. And just wanted to point this out, everyone. I, not that it matters to anybody, but it matters to me. So, because I think that if the school superintendent, I don't think the new school board. I think this new school board is going to be at odds about raising taxes and trying to raise the budget more. They're talking about raising your property taxes because of this 1% sales tax. And why threaten people with that? Why are they threatening us with that? They're trying to scare people into saying, "Oh, give them the 1% tax." And I call it a 1% tax because it's not a penny. It's a penny for every dollar you spend. This is 1%. So if you spend $10, it's 10 cents. If you spend $100, it's $1, and a whole another dollar you spend. So there's millions to be had there if they do get the tax back. I'm just not. So again, they're getting over $17,000 per student, and they want a penny tax too. I'm just not. I'm not buying it. If schools like LMA and Clarendon Hall are doing it on 5,000 or less, certainly public schooling can do it on 7,500 per student, 10 grand even if we can prove that they need 10 grand. I give them 2,500 extra dollars per student to run all the school buses they run. That's the only extra thing. I'm just not. I don't see where the money is being spent wisely, and that amount of money is producing the level of education that needs to be put out there. To me, public schooling is just a place to run these kids through right now and indoctrinate them into the people that they want to create, to send into the colleges and send into the world to vote and be more and more dependent on government and less dependent on themselves. I feel like I'm pretty much self-sufficient, have been all my life. I've never really depended on the government for anything. A lot of construction workers coming up, they take take breaks between jobs, and they'll jump on the I guess, for lack of a better term, government assistance for a little while they're off, while they're not working. But I've never done that. I've never, I've been out of work before. Don't get me wrong. I was out of work for several months in 2020. Trust me, I was on all the government assistance I could get into. Had to be. I was not working at all, and that's not what I do. I work. So it's but it's up to you, and whatever they do is their business. I'm just saying I don't do it, and to point this out is my purpose here because if if school board would have stayed, and there's still members that want to keep running up your taxes and keep increasing that budget. I'm not sure where that's at. I think that needs to be looked into because there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money there. And last time I looked at, it's probably been a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago, about a year ago probably, but we looked at the school district. They're paying. I don't know if we've seen pay increases, but the last time we looked at salaries, especially around administration, it was over $2 million just in it, like administrators, $2 million salaries. And there's some of that's questionable. Do they really need that much? Do they really need to be making that much? Are we really with 4,500 students? Or however, I don't know the exact number, but it's somewhere in that range. Do we really need to be, paying that kind of money for what we're receiving? Again, for the kids that are coming out, the kids still can't read and comprehend what's going on. That's and I would like to think that it's not as bad as it seems, but I haven't heard anything to show me any difference. From what we're being told and what we're being shown. I think I got one more slide here. Some I put up again, another post of mine, and just overall let everybody know, that so basically we're being fined in the form of taxes for any improvements that we make to our property. And I don't know how that makes you feel exactly, but like again, if you're improving your property to save the property from you know natural effects, of God and Mother Nature, if you put up sail shades, or will you be taxed on that? I don't know. You're trying to protect yourself from the sun, get out of the heat. um, Fence line, anything, putting up fences. Like I said, I was getting a little worried about cutting the grass when I saw that list. I'll see if I can't dig that list up here shortly because I do want to. I'll have to just send it over. I do want to share that list again with you guys before we get out of here today. So give me a second to pull that up and show it to y'all. I know some of y'all have seen it on my page, and if I can find it here. That's it right there. So let me send that over and I can get it pulled up here real quick. Appreciate y'all bearing with me a second. So that should be delivered. Then I have to, it's a little bit of a process here. I have to save it And then I can go to my folder. Oops. Hit the wrong button there. Then I have to go to my folder here and open it, and then stop sharing this and flip over and share that. I need to work on that, but maybe I can figure it out one day. So this one was the actual improvements to land and normally considered real property ordinarily includes retaining walls, pilings, and mats for general improvement of the site. Yeah. And I don't know if that's just like retaining walls or if that's just retaining walls and on your property period. Private roads, private or paved areas, culverts, bridges, viaducts, subways, tunnels, fencings, reservoirs, dikes, dams, ditches, canals, private storm and sanitary sewers, private water lines for drinking, sanitary, and or fire protection. Now, on that note, I know that the fire protection, if they run water line down here, it will increase your taxes, but it'll also, if you have a new, yeah, if you have a new fire hydrant in your neighborhood or near your home, let your insurance people know, and that decreases your insurance some, I think. So check into that. Um, Fire protection does decrease your insurance or help decrease it anyway. Fixed wharves and docks, permanent standard gauge railroad tracks, and yard lighting. So I was going to put some tracks on the roof for Santa to land on this year, but I guess I'm not. Or maybe I put them on the backside where they can't see them. But they have drones, so it's out. It's a no. But at any rate, one thing to keep in mind too, we have to make sure that we let our legislators know. We have to make sure we let our county council know. We have to keep in touch with them because, as I said in the description, part of our government's failure is us. It's we, the people, that are not involved because we choose to stay out of politics. We don't live our own lives and not be bothered, right? So, to me, it should be government taxation. If we're going to do anything outside of family, family's always first. So if we're going to do anything outside of our taxes and how our tax money is being spent and who's spending it and why, that should be looked at first. That should be taken care of first. And the more involved we are, people just don't like politics and don't post politics. And it's not a matter of do we need to do this. It's a fact that we need to do this. If you do extracurricular things, fishing, hunting, hobbies of any type, whatever they may be, those hobbies should come after you have looked into how things are being ran in your local government and state government and federal government. And this way we know that we need to how we need to work, what needs to happen where, and we can see it subjectively together and make those decisions at the voting box. Again, as we've done this past election, I think we all got together and said, hey, some things need to change, and hopefully we all keep working that direction. So one way to do that is if you need city council, county council, school district, school board, voter registration board, we have those contacts available. We have new representation in the state house again this election. Senator Jeff Zell was elected to District 36, Calhoun County, Clarendon County, Orangeburg, and Sumter County. He'll be representing parts of all of some and parts of Orangeburg and Sumter County. So if you'd like, I have included these two links in the description on this video. Let me I'm going to pull him over here. So I'll have to try to pull him back up. I think I just lost him. So we'll pull him back up in a second, but I'll go ahead and share Representative Petalino's page. So this is where we contact our legislative delegates for Clarendon County District 64 for the House. This is her page and her site, and I've included a link to this site in the description of this video. All this right here. You can set up meetings if you need to meet. Get a group, whatever you got going on, whatever y'all are talking about, just set it up, to talk to her. Come in here and get familiar with how this works. Records, you can look at everything she does is right here on this page for the most part, but she's very, very transparent. So we see it on in public on Facebook, so which is a big deal. As these folks are not clandestine and quiet about it. So I'm going to pull up Mr. Zell's page, Senator Zell's page here. Real quick, because I had it up earlier, but I've also included the link to his page as well in the description below. So if you need to contact either one of them, that's how you go about it. That's the best way to go about contacting them. Go down here to this page, and make sure y'all are seeing this because I'm not sure if it shows it or not. If I don't go back and go through the ringer. So this is Jeff Zell, Senator Zell's page, and still some work to be done. They're getting started good. This needs some personal info added, but he's been assigned to some committees. And again, you can read about everything that's going on up here and keep track of him. You can even follow the page. I think there's a area here to follow the page. And I just, I recommend we get into government, at least local and state government. So hopefully I don't have to change for y'all to see this map, but this is a map of where Senator Zell will be representing Sumter counties. This is all of Clarendon County, this portion of Sumter County up here. Looks like half of Calhoun, most of Calhoun here, some of Orangeburg along the. So, but there's a lot of information on these pages. For any legislator, if you want to go see any of them, you can just look it up like this. I said I've included both links to both pages for District 64 and District 36, Senator and House Representative. So if you need to contact them for anything, that's the way to do it. Again, start with your city council and county council folks. And if you got voting issues, if you saw voting issues, saw anything during the election you didn't think was kosher, contact your voter registration office and let them know. You can email these people, learn your county and city council emails. You need to know those so you can let them know. Attend meetings every chance you get. I would like to push for those meetings to be more readily available online so everybody can join online meetings and hear better and see, people, and really get into what's going on and really be a part of the meeting. Maybe we don't need to talk so much as listen, but we need to be a part of it regardless. So hopefully they'll work that direction. Again, I appreciate everybody. The views and the likes and the comments, whatever. You got any questions, concerns, leave them in the comments and let me know. Please like and subscribe, as we're still looking for subscribers here. We need to get as many out there as we can to help get these, just get this information out there. I think it's important to know. And, just look into your own situation. If you've got concerns about it, I'll be glad to help. But, the people that can really help you are, in the county council, in the city council, and in the state house. So, let's work with them, and hopefully they'll continue to work with us, and we can make a happy ever after here shortly. I do see some changes coming that will be for the better. So there's always hope out there, and try to look at the bright side. And we'll go ahead and get out of here. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.